Hello and welcome to a new week of maths. So this week we're looking at making equal groups. We'll begin the week by looking at sharing things out, and then we will finish the week by looking at grouping things together. So to start off with, we need to figure out whether we need to count in 2s, 5s or 10s. So in question 1 we can see 10p coins, so we need to count in 10s. In question 2 we can see 2 lots of cubes in each group, so we need to count in 2s. And in question 3 we can see 5 lots of counters in each group, so we must count in 5s. If you want to, you can pause the video there and have a go at finding out what the total would be. So that would be 30p for question 1, 8 cubes for question 2, and 15 counters for question 3. So we are going to start by sharing these out. Now, we have discussed this in class before. How can we make sure that we share something out equally? We need to make sure we do this one at a time. So I'm going to move one egg at a time into the baskets until they are all gone. So each basket now has 2 eggs. So we had 6 eggs, shared them equally between 3 baskets. So 6 eggs shared between 3 baskets. So that is the same as when we have our real life counters. We can share these. So this time I'd like us to share 8 counters into 2 groups. So to make sure that I do that equally, I need to do one at a time, and I need to switch which group I put them in. There you go. So I took turns at sharing them into each group to make sure they're equal. So let's have a check. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 counters in that group, and 1, 2, 3, 4 counters in that group. So I shared them equally. So that was 8 counters shared between 2 groups. So let's carry on. We now have a lot of sweets. Let's figure out how many we've got there. So we've got 24. And I've got 3 jars, 3 sweet jars. So I want to share out the 24 sweets into these 3 sweet jars. So in order to do this, I could group them into 3s like that, which would be 24 sweets shared equally between how many jars? Between 3 jars is. And then to find out the answer to this, I need to have a look at one of those groups, so one of those rows. So let's count them up. I'll get my pen. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I share out all of those 24 sweets into 3 groups or 3 sweet jars, I get 8 in each group. So have a look. How many sweets are there? Again, there are 24, but this time I have a lot more sweet jars. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sweet jars this time. So how many sweets do I have altogether? I have 24, so it's 24 that we're sharing. So 24 shared equally between how many jars? How many am I sharing the 24 sweets between? I'm sharing them between 8 jars. So now I need to find out what that would actually be. So the sweets that I've got up here, I need to split up into 8 groups. So to do that, I can make the columns. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. How many do I have in each group? I've got 3. Well done. So look, there they go into the sweet jars. Again, I've got 24 sweets. Now this person's very lucky, so many sweets. But this time I have 4 jars. So how many groups do I need to make? I need to make 4. So I have 24 shared equally between 4. So 24 sweets shared equally between 4 jars. What is that going to be? If you want to, you can pause the video and have a go at working it out for yourself. If not, carry on and I will show you how to do that. So we're putting them into our groups of 8 like we did last time. Into 8 groups, with 3 in. But that gives me 8 groups. I need 4. So what I can do is take turns at putting them into the jars. So you can see, I know we're not doing 1 at a time, but we're doing 3 at a time. So it is equal the amount that we're putting in each jar. So if you're watching that closely, you should now be able to tell me the amount of sweets that went into each jar. So it was 2 lots of 3 because we had groups of 3 and each jar got 2 groups of 3. So that's also 2 multiplied by 3, just like we were looking at last week. And 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. So you can have a go now at the questions on your worksheet. And if there's anything you need help with, make sure that you tune in to one of the live feedback sessions with Mrs. Diplock today. Okay.